My name is Videliz Njoki, and this is my sign name. It is always on Fridays at 8 p.m. and we always have different guests with different stories to share with you. And also, we show you how these stories have impacted the society and different individuals. So today, we have another guest. Just wait. Before we continue with our interview, kindly follow us on our social media platform, that's YouTube, and also comment, like, at the same time, watch us on TV. So kindly, hello our guest. So kindly introduce yourself and tell us more about you.
Okay, my name is Jonathan Metet. I am a parent of a child with special needs. My daughter has hearing impairment. She lost hearing after a long battle with illness. And also I am the disability mainstreaming champion for Technical University of Mombasa, and also member Disability Mainstreaming Committee, Technical University of Mombasa. I'm the national advocate for persons with disability, and also I'm a board member at St. Paul Jareda Special School in Kericho, among other responsibilities. Thank you for hosting.
Welcome and feel at home here on my show. So you say that you have a daughter who is deaf. So kindly tell us about her journey, the way you took care of her when she was sick up to the time she became deaf.
So my daughter was born on 3rd April 2003, and then after barely about almost 3 months, 6 months there, she started being very sickly. She could experience a lot of fever, especially on the head, and we could even rush to hospital at least twice or thrice a week. And when we went to the hospital, they could check, and then they say that there is nothing at all. We traveled to several hospitals in Mombasa, different specialists in Mombasa, and also specialists in Nairobi, Kenyatta Hospital. And then apart from the ENT complication, also our daughter could not stand or walk. So we took the efforts of Coast General Hospital in Mombasa, physiotherapy department, so they did sessions. That is now how my daughter was helped, and she can now walk, and she does several things as it now. She has several talents. However, we had a long journey, because it started almost from the year 2003 to 2006. And also we went to Kenyatta Hospital.
So how old was she when she started to walk? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I think around 6 years there. Around 6 years. 6 years there. Yeah.
So continue.
Yeah. So in 2006 again, because there was a lot of complication on the EMT, we took her to Kenyatta Hospital. So they say there's a problem with the adenoids. So they had to operate on her on 6th November 2006. So after the operation, at least the ENT complication subsidized. However, we had used a lot of resources trying to seek for medication for her. So we didn't know what could be the problem. So we were depending on the doctors so that we know what the problem is. Because she could not talk. She would just say one word like mama, papa. but she could not make a sentence or continue conversing or conversation. After the operation, we took her to regular school because one of the doctors, ENT in Nairobi, recommended that she goes to regular school and sit in front of the class. So we took her for 2 regular school in Bomet and then 2 in Kilifi. That is in 2014. So that is where the problem started, because when you go to regular school, so the schools would reject her because of disability. So then we decided to go for educational assessment so that they can tell us where to place her. So we went to Kibarani School for the Deaf, and she was either to join Sajana in Twapa, the one for Mombasa Cement, or there's also Gede, and then there's Kibarani School for the Deaf. So since we stay in Kilifi, then we decided to just go to Kibarani. So that is where now she started her schooling in special school. So despite the challenges, she has been very hardworking, and she does several things like dancing, instrumental, drama and music, ball games, and other activities. So she's now currently at St. Angela Mumias Form 3. She's doing well. So we accepted the situation the way it is, so that at least the child can benefit. Because if you stay in denial, then the child will not be able to benefit from anywhere. So we just accepted, and we have supported her all through her education.
Wow, that's very inspiring. So you said that when you took your daughter to these regular schools, both in Bomet and Kilifi, these schools were for hearing students, right?
Yeah, regular school.
So for how long did your daughter stay in these schools? And also, how was the progress? How was she performing in school?
The performance was okay. She attended 2 schools regular in Bomet and then 2 in Kilifi up to 2014. That is now when we
For how long? Sorry, for how long?
2014, that is how many years? Almost 6 years. But any time we take her to a new school, because when you transfer, because when they were coming from Bomet in 2012, she had already completed grade 3. But now when you look for another school, they'll tell you that she has to repeat the same class. So she took a long time in those regular school. So when we took her to Kibarani in 2014, they again started to take her to, they call it that time KG 1, 2, 3. But for 1 year accelerated so that she can learn sign language. And then from there, after KG 3, then she moved to grade 3, which is now grade 3.
Wow. So you said that when she stayed in these regular schools for 6 years.
Yeah.
So how was the interaction of your daughter at home and also the interaction of her at school? How was she interacting with others? And also, at the same time, what made you change your mind and decide to move her to a special school?
What happens is at regular school, when we take her, at least we were supposed to talk to teachers who are there so that they can understand her challenges, so they were giving her support. So the interaction also, she's a very social girl, and she could interact well with others. And then since us, we didn't even know the sign language at that time, so we used to lip reading, mostly lip reading, and those are the ordinary signs. So those are the signs that we would normally use. So when she was in class 3 in a regular school, Then we decided to change because we noted that maybe going to class 4, then she could maybe encounter problems. So we wanted to place her in the right school. So we wanted to place her in appropriate school so that she can learn well without any problem.
And how did you realize that my daughter needs to go to a special school? Because you've seen your daughter is participating in these other schools, but she's behind from the others because you say she started school late.
Yeah.
So when did you how did you realize that she needs to be accommodated in a special school?
We noted at least you could see the performance. The performance and also the communication, because for her, you are supposed to talk to a teacher who is very close so that she can support her to be very close to her. So after the normal lessons, then they were supposed to just stay with her to guide her through. So later on, when we saw that there could be that challenge, that is when we approached one of the IAC officer, whom we are in the same church, and then she advised us to take her for educational assessment so that they can place her at the right school. So at least now she communicates very well in sign language, unlike before. So at least she can communicate very well, and she's even doing better than when she was in the other regular schools. Because of that communication, when there's communication breakdown, it becomes a challenge.
So viewers, you've had everything. So right now, let's have a short break and we'll be back. Viewers, welcome back, and let's continue with our discussion. And I hope and believe that our conversation is educating and also creating awareness, which is leading you to understand different forms of disability. And also, you've seen our guest is a parent and he has a daughter who has a special need. So, you say that you've been taking care of your daughter, you've sent her before sending her to school, she became sick, and you really took care of her. Then you sent her to different schools, but you didn't feel comfortable in these schools that you sent her because of her condition. That's why you decided to change her school. So I have a question. So what made you to continue taking care of your child? Because many of the times when a child is, if they say that the child has a disability, most of the time the fathers always reject the child. So if most of the time when it comes to men, they really reject these kids when they learn that they are deaf or they have a disability. So what made you to stay and continue taking care of your daughter?
So I believe it is the responsibility of every parent to take care of their children. The children have got rights as per the Constitution and the laws of Kenya. So there is no way I could run away from the responsibility. So that is why I really did my best to ensure that our daughter is supported in every way. If you check maybe from the social media, about almost 99% were left by their husbands, maybe because maybe they got a child with special needs. So normally I don't take that one as they are running away because of disability. But what I normally take that one is they are running away from responsibility. So it is for every parent to take care of their children irrespective of their special needs. All children are equal, and no one is a lesser child in the eyes of God. So I encourage all other parents to continue taking care of their children with special needs, and they be guided as per the laws and also other affirmative action policies in Kenya.
You've said something very important, and I agree with you. I believe these are your words. You say that these men don't run away because they have children with disability. They run away because they're running away from their responsibilities. So take us back. To take you back, when you are introducing yourself, you say that you started taking care of your child, and also when you notice your child has a disability, you started the advocacy journey. So kindly explain to us the advocacy journey and how it has impacted the society.
Okay, that is in when my daughter was rejected by the regular schools. That is now when I started advocating for persons with disability from the year 2014 using my Facebook page and other networks. It is now 9 years since I started advocating for persons with disability, and it's not only the deaf but all persons with disabilities, all categories. So at least we have done so many things until now. Even at the university, I've been appointed by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Laila Abubakar, as the Disability Mainstreaming Champion. So through my experience, I've been able to work together with the Disability Mainstreaming Committee to ensure that there is an inclusion at the university. We are doing, where there are honorams, we are doing RAMs, and also currently we want to ensure that also we keep opportunities to persons with disability in terms of employment, also in terms of tender. And this financial year, at least we have taken two. One on the internship, sign language interpretation intern, who is also a person with disability, and also one on apprentice, who is also a person with disability. And then currently at the university, we have factored in the issue of sign language interpretation. We have factored in the schemes of service and also in the strategic plan, so that in the next, after approval, in the next few months, we'll be able to advertise for jobs for sign language interpreters. We have one student there, so we wanted to ensure that we at least assist her with the interpreters, and also we want to take more students who are deaf. The other students with various disabilities, also their staff. And then currently, as we speak, the university has sent 4 staff from different sections. That is from admission, from corporate communication, from health unit, and one from committee to learn sign language. So they are currently studying sign language at the Shams of Guides, so that we can build capacity, so that we can offer better services to the deaf community. So apart from those who will be doing interpretation in class, so when this student or any other person, maybe a staff who is deaf, maybe goes to maybe a health unit, then he or she will be able to be assisted. Because we believe, as, for example, in terms of health, there must be what we call the patient confidentiality, but now, if that nurse is trained, then that confidentiality will be upheld. And also we normally do work with Rani Ramjandani, the President Rotary Club of Nakuru, in terms of donation of wheelchairs, which she has donated. The team Rani has donated over 5,000 wheelchairs across the country through the donors, and that is an area that we are also trying to advocate. And also there is Mary Wanganga, who normally deal with tricycle, and also I've been able to be part of the technical working group for the Mombasa County government, and I was appointed to be part of the team drafting the disability mainstreaming policy for the county. And also I'm a member of Kilifi County Disability Network, and I've been able to talk to the Deputy Governor Kilifi, and also we normally talk with CEC for Gender and Social Services on the issues of disability, so that we ensure there's inclusion in all other areas. So at times also I advise parents on my social media page, that is Facebook. They normally send me inbox, and those which I can deal directly, I can just answer them what to do. I guide them on the process of registration with NCWD, the importance, and those other issues. So when there is one which I need to post on my work, so I normally post, and then the partners I work with will come in to assist. So I'll continue advocating for persons with disability. I will not stop there. That is why we need to achieve a total inclusion of persons with disability in our country.
Wow, you've said something which is very much important. The deaf in the deaf community and in the other disabilities. So we always have a case where you have included the interpreters in an institution, and also you've said that you want to employ other interpreters, which you are going to do an advertisement.
Time for training.
So when you are training these interpreters, who are the teachers of the interpreter? That's my first question. Who are the trainers? My second question is, you say that you are advocating for the interpreters, and very soon you are going to have an advertisement to employ these interpreters. So I was requesting to know, how are you going to use, which process are you going to use to get qualified interpreters?
Okay, about those who are being trained, the four of us, and they were not only the four, there are about 29 students at the Mombasa Center. It is being sponsored by the National Council for Persons with Disability, and the facilitators are from KISE, that is Kenya Institute of Special Education. It is a full-time course.
And sorry to cut you short, is the facilitator, is he or she deaf or hearing?
Yeah, one of them is deaf, that is Mr. Samuel Auma, and one of them is not deaf, but along serving is expert on matters of sign language. He's called Ali Machinalo. Maybe you've heard about him. And the course also is on a full-time basis. Those who are being trained there were given study leave. So it's a full-time from morning to 4. From morning around 8 to 4.
So about the process of selecting qualified interpreters, because you've said that very soon you are going to have an advertisement to employ interpreters. So which process are you going to use to choose these qualified interpreters?
So when we were putting into consideration the issue of sign language interpreters, so I had a discussion with our head of HR, and they wanted, they call it JD, job description. So I requested from the National Council for Persons with Disability, that is the Department of Disability Mainstreaming, and they shared with us. So that is the document which we use. It gives the requirements and what are needed, so that those persons can be appointed, but after a process. So, but of course, when you are trying to advertise maybe for a sign language interpreter, we need assessment from the expert, because they must have a certification from a recognized institution, and then the assessment will be done by those who are maybe deaf, or those lecturers for sign language. So it will not be done only by the institution. We'll involve the expert, because that is an expertise area.
Congratulations for using the right process. So most of the time, you will be in a condition where people want to represent persons with disability, but they don't know anything or they don't understand the condition of each and every disability. So it's very much hard to compare the needs of all the disability because each have their own needs. So you will get that many institutions or companies or even the government or private stakeholders, you will see that the process of selecting interpreters, it's not good, and they will select interpreters who are not qualified because they are not including the deaf person in the interview panel. So most of us will normally wonder, if you see that they've employed an interpreter and he's not, or he or she is not qualified, then we wonder how the interview process was. But I have to congratulate you for the good work that you've done and the process that you are going to use to employ these interpreters. Thank you so much. So before we come to an end, so kindly share more about you advocating, because you said that you're using social media, your social media. So for me, I really don't know and don't understand how you use your social media to advocate. But for you, you've decided to choose your social media and advocate on it. So which one is it? Is the social media okay when solving problems or when you have physical meetings?
Social media, actually, for the university, we have a committee, that is Disability Mainstreaming Committee, and I'm the Disability Mainstreaming Champion. So anything that comes to the university, it is always referred to the committee so that they can advise. So they cannot do anything until we deliberate on the same. And then on the social media, it is general. So if everyone could be having a different issue, maybe she has a child with cerebral palsy, so she would be asking, which school can I take my either daughter or son? So what I normally advise, maybe if it is a case like that one, I advise them to take them for educational assessment resource center, because those are the people who are supposed to place children with special needs. So if that one is answered there, they normally go through the process and they give feedback that they have done that, and then they come back to say thank you. And then on other issues also, like the one for wheelchairs, so maybe if somebody needs a wheelchair, I share on the Facebook page. So the team Rani, who is based in Nakuru, will come handy so that she will be able to give the wheelchairs free of charge. So that is what I normally do. I use the social media, and I've been using for the last 9 years. Sometimes I call, and we also work closely with the National Council for Persons with Disability. And like even we are planning next week, we'll be having disability mainstream training at the university, which is done annually. That is for the committee and the management and all staff. So we normally do everything at least to sensitize people to know about disability, different types, and how to embrace persons with disability.
Thank you so much. So as we come to the end of this show, do you have any advice you can give to a parent or caregivers who are taking care of children with disability? Because some of them feel that they want to give up, or we also have some parents who are not taking care of their kids with disability. So do you have any words to advise them?
So what I can advise parents, sometimes even I get others who normally want to give up, but I normally advise them. They normally inbox me, send me a very long message that they are at a point of giving up. But I normally advise them to hold on and to take care of their children with special needs, so that they consider the children with special needs like any other child, and all of them also should be given equal educational opportunities, health and other opportunities. So they should also console in case of anything, maybe a fellow parent. And another thing also, there are those who have formed different groups, support groups, where they can hold several meetings, maybe to discuss and share experiences. So sometimes maybe when you can attend those meetings, you'll be able to get some knowledge on how to take care of your child with special needs. Like now, for my daughter who was not able to stand and walk, I took her for physiotherapy services at Coast General Hospital. So any other parent somewhere there needs to consider such other things, what we call early intervention, because they'll be able to assist those children.
I hope the message was very clear, and also you've listened keenly. Thank you so much for watching Science TV, The Voice Show. Please do not forget to comment, like, and watch. And also, we are on YouTube. You have been with me, your host Videliz Njoki. Bye for now.